What is going on, everybody? We are back on it for the first time ever. Death Note, Season 1, Episode 1. I think there... How many episodes are there? I'm actually curious. I know it's a bit longer than Mob Psycho, but is it as long as, Is it as long as, like, Full Metal? I think there's, like, 60 or 70. Oh, there's 37? That's not bad at all. Okay, that'll be pretty good. So just a little bit longer than, Mob Psycho. Again, I'll plan to like stream some of these episodes. I just need to kind of get caught up with everything and do all that crazy stuff and just make sure I don't want to commit and then not be there. And then appreciate all the Patreon members. Just this week alone, we got like, I think we doubled our Patreon members, or 2.5 times the amount of members we got. So I appreciate all the new Patreons. Definitely trying to keep you guys with all the early content. If you guys are curious what I'm doing over there, we're doing like 2 to 3 extra Avatar episodes ahead a week. Hunter x Hunter a week early, the chapter reviews. We'll do early access to the Death Note when I finish it and stuff like that. And then I'll probably do what I'm going to attempt to do. Copyright strikes, you know, with or without them, we'll kind of see how it goes. I want to try to do full-length reaction Attack on Titan episodes on my Patreon. So like how I normally do with it faded out right here and everything. I'm going to do full episode reactions on Patreon. And then I want to try, fingers crossed, because I think it'll help maybe kind of grow the channel a little bit. I'm going to attempt to do like how all the other reactors do. Even though I see all their channels getting like... they can't even access their channels for like 2 months at a time, then they come back and do the same thing and they get kicked off. Either way, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to do visual and maybe audio for Attack on Titan. And I'll do like the 10-minute highlights and I'll put that on YouTube. I'd like to get through all of Attack on Titan doing it that way and then putting the full length on Patreon. We'll see how long I can get away with that. But yeah, that's all we got going on Patreon-wise. But again, I appreciate everybody that came. I mean, I'm blown away that it doubled in like 3 or 4 days. But again, I appreciate it. Jumping into Death Note, I know absolutely nothing about Death Note other than, I mean, I've seen it in parody videos and people make jokes of, people make jokes of all kind of animes for various reasons. So the jokes, I've seen with Death Note and things like that is you just write somebody's first and last name in a book and they're automatically dead. But it's like, I don't know if that's it. Everybody carries around their own like personal death note. But then it's like, do you always have to keep your last name a secret? Because if somebody finds that out, they could instantly kill you. Are there monsters and abilities and powers outside of just writing a name in a book and you're dead? And what's so powerful about that? If it's just one book, why is it able to do the things it does and all those type of things? Because I've seen things where like... I don't know if Naruto is inherently stronger or Hunter x Hunter characters are inherently stronger than Death Note characters, but I've seen videos of like Naruto and Gon and people walking up on them and them just writing their first and last names in the book and they just drop dead in front of them. Like, I don't know if that's just in that realm of possibilities, because so could you do that to like Superman? Do we know his first and last name? And just things like that. Like, is it that broken? Is there a way to get around it? Or is it like, hey, if I know your last name, you're dead? That's pretty much all I know about Death Note. I don't know anything about the characters, who does what, their powers, spirits, demons, abilities, whatever. But we'll see how it plays out. A new anime, and I'm here for the ride. A lot of people seem to like Death Note a lot, so it should be pretty good. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, we're doing it on Netflix, and I think Netflix automatically gives me English dubbed. And that way it'll be easier for me to do live streams. If I could hear it in English, you guys can see the subtitles, but I can look at chat and still hear in English and still keep up. But yeah, brand new series, Death Note Episode 1, titled Rebirth. Pressing play right now. Oh, it's the opening. I'm going to watch the opening once. After this, I'll probably always skip it, just because something with openings and YouTube just don't go well. Maybe it's easy for them to pick up on the openings because they're probably used so frequently rather than episodes that are always changing. And I don't know if it's always going to be a Netflix thing or if it's just an Avatar thing. I don't know if I have this too bright. I do Avatar on Netflix, and man, YouTube does not like it. So this is also on. I don't know if it's just a Netflix license thing that YouTube picks up on so easily. You guys let me know with that. I don't want this like to be spoiled. The first episode because I have to put a huge Death Note watermark on front of the video. So I'm gonna darken it just a little bit more. Just because I don't want to take any chances. I'd rather you guys be able to experience it without that. Alright, we made it a little bit darker. So we definitely saw some like beast of some kind. I enjoyed the visuals. The song was it was an average anime opening song. Let's go. The last anime you guys suggested, Mob Psycho, instantly vaulted into one of my top 5 all-time animes that I've seen. And it was good to see that even you guys that have seen 100 plus animes agree that like Mob Psycho is underrated and it's a top 10, top 5 all-time. If you've seen 10 animes, if you've seen 100, people really like, yes, Mob Psycho is that good. So it's good to see it wasn't just me because my anime pool is small. So great suggestion for Mob Psycho, loved it. I'm interested to see how Death Note does. Death Note has a lot to live up to. Ryuk, I've seen a lot of people make parody videos and they're dressed like him, but I had no idea what anime he was from. Shit. Is this set in a present day Japan or something like that? Or is it its own kind of made up? They said Tokyo. Oh, so they've got some like string of people being stabbed to death. They're making it seem like they were two sides of a different coin right there. Or the same, yin and yang type thing. God, I don't miss school. Wait, did the Death Note just fall from the sky? It seems like a very important thing to lose. Does he know what that is, or did he just notice something fall from the sky? Is that the Death Note? Does he know what it is? And where the hell did that just come from? Somebody purposely gave it to him? He doesn't know what it is. So he's gonna learn, we're gonna learn with him. Don't tell me he just tries it out like, huh, this is a joke. Write somebody's full name in it and he left it there. So it looks like it clearly came from that like world that we saw those demons in. Oh, he did keep it. Did somebody Okay. Okay. And if not, what happens if they don't detail it in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds? Do they come back to life? Do you have to trade your life for theirs? Don't tell me he just tries it out. I don't want him to be like, oh yeah, my mom's really gonna die, thinks of her and writes her name in there. He really is thinking that right now. He's really thinking that. This isn't something you just. I mean, he doesn't know. Yeah, exactly. He's gonna see the assailant's face and get their name, and he's gonna write it. Okay. Hmm. And then it's gonna come up on the TV that he just fell dead. Oh shit. He was really gonna willy nilly write somebody's name in there that he knew. Clearly, it's going to work. It's been 40 seconds. We're about to get breaking news. You're about to get breaking news. Don't turn the TV off. Shit. Are we recording? Hush. Dude just died. He just killed that dude. So this is Light. I always hear people talking about Light from Death Note. I don't know why I expected him to have white hair or something. Didn't he supposed to write details down about that? I was about to say. He's gonna kill a bully at the school. Dude's got no regard for human life. It's always easy to say things like that, but you think of like think it back to like the Batman Joker movie. I'm on a boat. There's another person on a boat. Somebody tells me both of us are gonna die. All I have to do is press this button, that other person dies, and I live. It's easy to be like, oh, 100% I do that. I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna protect me and the people with me, and everybody over there could die. I don't know them. They're criminals. You also tell me, like, yeah, they're a criminal. You know, they've raped and killed and murdered. Oh, sure, I'll press the button. You say that until you're put in that situation. Could you actually do it? It's kind of like what he's doing. Like, oh, they're criminals, or oh, he's a bully. Who's gonna care? Yo, is this TOS? That's what he meant by accidental death. The dude just got ran over. What the fuck? It makes it a little more kind of like. No, I don't think if this the writer has the person's face in their mind when writing their name, therefore people sharing the same name can't die. How did this come into his possession? Tricked the old man. Who's the old man? Are these all the souls coming from the Death Note? And then are they... We'll have a lot of questions to ask. How do they use the Death Note? Does it work on humans if they use it? Or does it work on people there? And what... I don't know what kind of, like, hell they're in. Looks like they just sit around and do nothing, and he just easily went to the human world, so it looks like it's easily accessible. Are they supposed to be? Tell me his mom doesn't die. So dude's a borderline genius. Tell me that thing isn't gonna come kill his mom. Well, those names were all written there prior, right? He just didn't go on a killing spree, did he? His mom's gonna come up there. Shit. So he dropped it in the same portal he went through to get there. Is that the same portal he dropped it? Or did he drop it specifically for him? Or anybody to grab it? Oh god. So it can't go back? The fear and pain. So does it come with a curse? That's what the thing they sit in. That's the limbo that they sit in for all eternity. Tell me. Don't. She can't see him. Okay. What is it that he wants? What does he want? Yeah, why? He wants something out of this, clearly. No, there is a reason. Mm-mm. I don't believe that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's not lying about that. So they can kill humans, though. Mm. Okay. Something happened. Curiosity. Exactly. Who is he to decide who lives and dies? Who is anybody? I mean, I understand what he's saying, but he mentally sounds unstable. Does anybody in the world have one? The man is mentally not okay. So my man's just sitting around watching local news, seeing criminals, getting their face, their names, and they just dropping. He's killed hundreds. Hundreds. Well, this is definitely the first anime I've watched where the main character has killed probably hundreds of people in the very first episode. What happens if you run out of space? It's over. Eventually it's got to run out, right? Disease and accidental death. He thinks he's some kind of like god. Some kind of kami. Called it. There's a lot to unpack there. I liked it. I fucks with it. That was a pretty let's watch this ending, or what is this? Okay. Ah shit. I'm not gonna be able to watch the ending because you know how Netflix does, auto fucking putting me on. Okay. Let's dive into it, talk about it. There's definitely a lot to unpack, and I don't want to kind of, I guess, theory info dump too much episode 1. We've got 36 other episodes. Thinking of 36, wow. I mean, it sounds pretty self-explanatory, but I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll kind of see how the pacing. I feel like this could be so deep as far as the who, the how, the why, X, Y, and Z. And I'm thinking, man, can you really explain all that in 36 episodes? But I guess we'll kind of wait and see. I mean, Light's on his crazy, like he said, I'm gonna be a god. It's nobody's gonna do it, so I'll do it. Does it make? I mean, it sounds good on paper, but like, could you actually do that yourself? Thinking of it like in reverse, it's easy to like say that, but what if somebody said you have the power to eliminate every single bad person on the planet right now, one by one? All you gotta do is press this button or write their name down. There's definitely people out there that could, all right, I'll do it. Press the button, they instantly die. And people can easily make decisions when people don't know, when people don't have to worry about the repercussions. It's like the experiments they used to do all the time. I forget the specifics experiments, but if like we're in like how they usually have the interrogation rooms where like it's a one-way glass. I'm behind the glass and the person in there can't see me. If I press this button, they get electrocuted. They don't know it's me, so they don't die. That's fine. I press this button again, they get electrocuted even harder. I press this button again, they die. It's kind of hard to do that when you see it, but still could be done. It's even harder to do it if you had to sit in the room with that person. This person's a criminal. They've done X, Y, and Z. Press this button and they die, and you two are sitting across the table from each other. That takes a lot to do. So now put another step between that. Press this person, that criminal dies. You see them, but they don't see you, but you watch them die. Okay, a little bit easier. Now you could just be sitting in a room, like I could just be sitting in the house and like press this button, one of the worst criminals on the other side of the world will die. Okay. Some people could easily press that button. Some people could press it and then kind of just drive themselves mad and sick, kind of like how he did after the first two he killed. He's like, I killed those first two people, I really killed them. Oh my gosh, like he was freaking out. But I mean, we kind of saw it there in the beginning. I don't know much about his personality or why he feels the way he did. He said it was because he was bored. Just like the Ryuk said, it was because he was bored. Um, I don't know if there's deeper meaning on either side, but like Light's character seems, we can only take it for face value of what we've seen. He was a regular kid. Probably they said he was the best and brightest in Japan. He's #1 ranking in all national testing. He's got a bright future. Probably go whatever career path he wants to do. there's really nothing going on in his life. He says he's bored. You know, he's watching the news and seeing things going on again and disgusted with it, but what could he actually do about it? You know, he's just going through the motions with life, but happened to be really good. So there's not much more to take on his side. On the flip side, though, I don't know if Ryuk is telling the truth. He said it was because he was bored and it's no fun to kill humans when you're stuck in this world, and you know, he dropped it, you know, on accident. It wasn't specifically going to him. I don't know if any of that is true. Bits and pieces of it, I don't know. And then once you've used it even once, light upon his death will end up in the same kind of limbo that the rest are stuck in. Will he take on a form like they have? Because clearly they have some human characteristics, but don't look. I mean, the man has wings. So does that come when you're stuck in eternity, or kind of how does that go? Would he have done that had he had known the same end result? And then just like basically every question I have is from Ryuk's side. Why did he do it? Did he specifically pick him? Is there some just the why? Is there some underlying reason to it? Like it'll make him be able to go to heaven or hell, or maybe be reborn? Who's the old man that's giving out these death notebooks? Is it the devil? Is it the god? Is it somebody that manages the limbo? And why is it that these death gods just have free access to go back to the human world whenever they? I mean, he just hopped in that portal and said, and he's in there hanging out. I don't know if they can cause destruction though once they've died and are in limbo. I don't know if they can cause any type of destruction or anything crazy like that. Like they can access it, but they can't change it. That maybe make a little bit more sense. But I mean, he was physically able to like remove apples and eat them. So that makes me think he could physically like move things, set things up for people to do X, Y, and Z or die. But basically, all the majority of the questions are going to be with that limbo, death realm, what's going on, and then. So when he said he still has his death note. So if they're like he said he's bored, I mean he's got to be able to picture it, and it's like how many names could you really remember after an eternity of time? But I say that, but he could easily go to the human world. He could be sitting there real bored, just flying one day. I don't know, grab a yearbook or something random like that. Come back and just start. I'm bored today. Write that name down, dead. Write that name down, dead. You do that for eternity. I mean, you could kill millions. So I don't know the limitations on their death notes and how they came to be, and I don't know. I could sit here and ask another 10 minutes worth of questions, but we'll kind of leave it at that. Of like the who, the how, what does he stand to gain out of this? Was he himself human at some point, or he was always this kind of death god? Looking gargoyle creature. I don't know. Or did he always take on some kind of human characteristics or anything like that? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But I was kind of digging the tone of it. And I'm kind of I'm into it. We'll see how it plays. Episode 1 was good. So that's always a great start, and we have another 36 to go, and we will see how it plays out. YouTube, this is the only episode you guys will get this week, but going forward, we'll be doing at least 2 to 4 episodes a week. A minimum 2. If we get more, we'll get more. Patreon members, what we'll probably have this week is you'll get 2 Avatar episodes, and I think we'll get another Death Note episode as well. So Patreon, I think we'll be doing Avatar Book 2 episodes 4 and 5 between Friday and Sunday. And then we'll also, so that's probably what we'll do. We'll do Friday Avatar, Saturday Death Note, Sunday Avatar again, and then Monday Hunter x Hunter, and all that kind of stuff. But we'll leave it there. I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good, safe weekend. Thumbs up for Death Note. Like, share, favorite, subscribe, and as always,